Hello, my name is Dr. Cheryl Child, and I have been asked to make a brief description of the Optavia Health and Wellness program that I coach. I've been doing this for over 18 years, and I think it's absolutely phenomenal, and I look forward to and will be honored to assist any of your patients who you would like to send my way. So briefly, this is, I think, is an amazing program. It is a comprehensive lifestyle program. We have an absolutely elegant weight loss component, which of course is the place to start, but as we all know, unless we're changing habits and working on other lifestyle issues like exercise, sleep, stress management, hydration, the rest of it, often our choices tend to go in the wrong direction anyway. So it's multifaceted, and I'll try to make this as brief as possible. Basically, there are 4 components, and if our patients use all 4 of these components, they tend to do really well. The first one is the coach, and that will be me. I've retired, and now this is all I do, and I love it. We empower our patients, our clients, to create health for themselves, and we have the system to plug them in to do that. So I will be talking to them frequently in the beginning to make sure that they have the program down, and then what it evolves into is a weekly chat, 5 or 10, 15 minutes, whatever they need. Usually it's very short, where we go over what they're learning from the program, how they're doing, and address any issues and guide them to resources if they need them. The second component is the community, and this again is phenomenal. There's a Facebook group for those who like to use that for our clients. We have a weekly huddle on Monday evenings for people just to get on. It's not recorded, just kind of a support group type of thing. There's a national webinar every Monday as well that's recorded and live streamed into our Facebook groups. And it's usually on one of the topics of education from our books, and lots of people telling their stories. So it's, you tend to become like the people you hang out with. So we want to surround our patients and clients with other people who are on the health path, and I think we do a really good job with that. The third component is the Habits of Health. We call it the Habits of Health Transformation System. And it's 2 remarkable books written by our medical director, Dr. Wayne Anderson, after years of research. It's the most evidence-based book on everything lifestyle that you've ever seen, 500 pages for Dr. A's Habits of Health. That's a reference book. We tell people, put it on your shelf, you'll use it for years. Again, working on helping people understand the importance of and helping them guide them to lifestyle changes, addressing mindset issues, working on habit formation, and then everything you've ever needed to or wanted to know about all the other habits of health, exercise, nutrition, and everything. So that's the first book. The second book, which is where the rubber meets the road kind of book, this is called their life book. It's personal to them. It's an interactive journal. They'll put their name in it, and then they will be encouraged to write down, given exercises to reflect on areas of their life. Again, it's very self-driven. There are 24 elements. They can take a year to walk through. And sometimes they'll do a little bit and keep coming back to certain areas. And as their coach on our weekly calls, I will be asking them where they are in that life book and what are they getting out of it. And together we'll be able to assess whether they're ready to move to the next element or stay on one or maybe move to a different one. But again, the people who use the life book, and I've got a 92-year-old patient who says these books are so well written he can't put them down. So of course there are always people who never open a book, but if we can get them into that, especially that life book, it can be transformative. The fourth component is the structured eating plan, and that will look different for different people depending on where they are in their health. Most people go on what we call a 5-in-1 optimal weight program. They're going to be using the food that the company makes, and again, it's not bistro food. It's really palatable, very healthy, very clean, no artificial ingredients, no artificially sourced ingredients, including no sugars and so forth. But it's very balanced nutrition, so they're not getting thrown into some weird macronutrient imbalance. They're getting 1-to-1 ratio, 11 to 14 grams of protein, good quality, either soy, whey, different kinds of protein, and or and a healthy low glycemic carbohydrate, 1-to-1 ratio. 4 grams of fiber, low sugar, low sodium, probiotics, prebiotics, and 24 vitamins and minerals. So it's really comprehensive. It's very filling, and people learn they don't have to, they learn portion control with it and so forth. And it's very, very compatible with busy lifestyles, because a lot of it is eat and go, open and eat rather, and the rest of it is just 2 to 3 minutes to mix it up and eat it. And truly, most of it's pretty good. I still eat some of it. And then the 1 in the 5 and 1 is the only meal they make on their own. We call it their training wheels. They're going to learn how to make a healthy, lean and green meal made up of 5 to 7 ounces of a lean protein. There are vegetarian options, and 3 servings of a leafy green low glycemic vegetable, non-starchy vegetable. So, and there are recipes, there's apps and places where they can go if they like to cook. They can get fancy recipes, but it can be as simple as, chicken breast and steamed broccoli or something. So it's very, very user-friendly for people who are busy, don't like to cook or whatever. And this will put them into a fat-burning state. It's not keto, it's not, like I said, it's not throwing them out of balance, but they will start using their fat for fuel. And that gives you all the advantages of that kind of a program, where your energy kind of goes up and they feel good. Their mood is usually improved. In general, I've seen inflammatory conditions kind of moderate a little bit even when they're in this state, and it's very healthy and people feel really good on it. Sometimes we have trouble getting them to move off of it, but once they get to their goal weight, and they will get there rather rapidly, safely and rapidly, we will move them to what's called a transition program. It's usually about 4 weeks, where we start moving them out of some of the fuelings, we call them fuelings, and moving back into regular other food groups. So I will be guiding them through that. They'll have, once they get to through transition, then they'll move into what we don't like to call maintenance, because you're not maintaining, you're either moving forward or back, but moving to their next goal, whether it's a fitness goal or some sort of hydration goal or sleep goal. We take small steps, and our goal is to make healthy lifestyle second nature. So the way it will work then is, when you send me an email referral with their name, contact information, best time to reach me, everything that's on that little sheet, best time to reach them, everything that's on the little referral sheet, I will give them a call hopefully within 48 hours. And then the first thing that will happen is I'll send them an online little health assessment. It's just a short overview of their current health habits, asking them about their sleep habits, their hydration and whatnot. And then we'll set up preferably a Zoom. I like to get to know people. And we'll go over that health assessment and determine, first of all, if there are any contraindications. There are very few, and any modifications. For instance, if they're on blood pressure medication, we want you to tell them what they're going to need to cut back by how much when their blood pressure gets to X. Diabetes patients also will need to know what to cut back by how much when their blood sugar gets to X. And we ask patients to check with their doctors on that, because blood pressure, but especially sugar levels, sometimes will start to moderate pretty quickly. And we don't want it to be a Saturday afternoon and somebody on call is being called who doesn't know what's going on. But that's one thing we do ask you to give your patients guidance on. And if you have any questions about that, please reach out. I'll plug them into the Optavia app. I'll plug them into a client vault, which is wonderful. In addition to the weekly calls that we have, and they can reach me at any time. I tell them to leave a message. I'll get back to them anytime they need to talk. There's a client vault, we call it, where online they can access videos for every stage of the journey that they're on, whole sections that sometimes will answer their questions faster than they can get a hold of me, perhaps, whatever. Some people like the independence of kind of doing that on their own. So there's just so many resources for people, and it's so comprehensive as far as lifestyle. We take the emphasis off of the weight, although of course we know that's super important for health. It's just the first step on the path. It's also wonderful if your patients are on GLP-1s. As you may know, of course, it's often difficult sometimes to get them to eat enough, to get enough protein. And we have obviously higher levels of protein in the program, but we also have essential amino acids and whey protein, depending on how much exercise they're getting into. We can use those. but it's really wonderful for people on GLP-1s to keep their muscle mass up and get enough protein and calories, frankly. So it goes really well. We do have a GLP-1, a medical weight management program that we can use alongside everything else. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm very honored and thrilled to assist any of your patients you see fit to give this a try. And I will never try to talk anybody into anything that doesn't seem like a fit for them. My goal is to help people create what they want, and whatever that is. And so again, you can reach me at, I think you have my number on the form, or Julia can give it to you, but that's pretty much it. And oh, the cost. Somebody wanted to know the cost. I think of it as a steal, basically, because the only thing they buy besides the books, which are $50 at the front, that they use those for years, one-time buy, but the rest of it is just the food, and that depends on what kind of program they're on. So it can range between about $12 to $13, $14 a day, basically. And so as far as I'm concerned, they're just swapping out their grocery bill for this food. They're just buying different groceries. So it's, like I say, they're getting all the other support, the coaching, the groups, the everything else is free. So that's I think is pretty phenomenal. And I've actually had a patient, more than one, who's gotten to the end of the month and told me she kept track of what she spent on groceries. That one lean and green meal can be so inexpensive, but she found she was saving money on her grocery bill by the end of the month. Sometimes people aren't used to buying all their groceries at one time for a whole month, but when they really look at their budget, it's very cost effective, and a lot of bang for that buck. So anyway, again, thank you very much, and I appreciate you, and happy to answer any questions, and would be available if you wanted to call, chat, text, or email. Thank you.